You've probably seen the title of the video already, which is a very achievable 5 liberation rotation that doesn't involve any extra Azure or Feather Heavies during the rotation itself, yet will give you pretty good damage output overall to hit your 15k points needed. So if you're doing the 1 Feather 1 Azure rotations, Yangyang first Enhanced Heavy will always be the Feather Heavy, and by the time she finishes her Feather Heavy attack sequence, your Matrix timer would be around 1 minute 40 seconds, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. And then you cast a Liberation, skill, and finish off with an Azure Heavy. Problem is that a Liberation cast at 1 minute 40 seconds timer is generally not possible for 5 Liberation unless you can stick to a 25-second rotation without any delay, error, or bullshit from enemies during your subsequent rotations. However, what if we swap the Heavy cast sequence? Meaning, instead of Yangyang Feather Heavy, we cast Azure Heavy into a Liberation and then the Feather Heavy, because Yangyang's Azure Heavy is much faster, unlike her Feather Heavy. So, I did just that. And I have 5 seconds more to spare. These extra 5 seconds are very precious because I can get away with some mistakes and will still be able to get one more Azure cast and even the last Liberation before the Matrix timer ends. Now, let's move on to explaining the Quickswap concepts needed for this rotation. Starting with Yangyang, these are the only 2 attacks to take note of during her opening rotation. First window is Azure Basic 3, which this is the moveset where she draws her sword back before she does a sweep across. Right as she draws her sword back, you can swap to another Resonator to do their rotations. Second window is Azure Basic 4, where she does a spin before slashing downwards. Right as she does a spin, you can swap to your next Resonator. For Chisa, after using skill, you get access to a Basic 3, which is the attack where she launches herself forward with the scissors. During this animation, you would have enough time to swap to Mortefi to do his Basic 4, where it goes ta-ta-ta-ta, boom, and Yangyang's Basic 1 to 3. Before swapping back to Chisa again to do her Basic 4, which is the Scissor Snip. Right when she retreats backwards to charge up for her Scissor Snip, is another swap window for Mortefi Basic 4 and Yangyang's Basic 4. This will leave you with just enough time to swap to Chisa for her Basic 5, where you see a bunch of threads coming together. Here's where you cancel the Basic 5 animation with the Echo cast and Liberation cast. Her next swap window will be right when you cast her Enhanced skill and you see her kick her scissors to rev up her chainsaw. And the last swap window will be her Chainsaw Basic 2, which is when she does her overhead swing. As for Mortefi, his swap windows are very chill and very easy to do. Every time you swap to him, he will automatically do Basic 4, which is this sequence of attacks. The only thing to take note of is swapping too fast in the very first Basic 4. What I mean is that if you instantly swap out in the first Basic 4 of Mortefi, he will not despawn off field, and when swapping back to him, he will start from Basic 1, which is kinda brave. So only for the first rotation, you wanna let him fire his ta-ta-ta-ta before swapping over to Yangyang. Aside from that, there's not much to know for Mortefi other than these 4 key things he needs to do in his rotation. Number 1. 4 Basic 4 attacks. Number 2. 2 skill casts, whether it's normal skill or enhanced skill. Number 3. Liberation. And number 4. Echo. So you can kind of freestyle Mortefi rotation a bit. Of course, if you want to do something more concrete, you can always just do 4 Basic 4 attacks during the Quickswap phases of building Forte for Yangyang and Chisa. And after Chisa's outro to Mortefi, that's where you cast his enhanced skill, Liberation and Echo before you outro to Yangyang. Lastly, the key difference between this rotation and the usual Quickswap 1 Azure 1 Feather rotation is that in the opener rotation, Yangyang will have to do one more skill cast to ensure that she starts off in Azure stance. And these are the most important things to note for this Quickswap rotation. I'll be adding the transcripts on the left of the screen, and I hope you do enjoy the gameplay.
Nobody contact go unceasingly. The island's guarded to stay history.